advocate. So we can expect that this administration is going to make good on its promise to make school choice a huge priority.
What can the federal government do on school choice?
So that's a great question. On the campaign trail, Donald Trump proposed taking $20 billion in federal funding, which is almost a third of the U.S. Department of Education's budget, and using that for a school choice program. It's unclear if a proposal like that could actually pass Congress. Senator Lamar Alexander, who will actually preside over Betsy DeVos' confirmation hearing, put forth a similar proposal last year, and it just didn't get the votes to clear procedural hurdles. So it's unclear if they'll be able to do their grand vision on school choice, but certainly having somebody like Betsy DeVos talking about school choice from the bully pulpit of the Department of Education could really give some lift to the issue in states and districts.
Another thing that Mr. Trump spoke a lot about on the campaign trail was Common Core. He's against it. He doesn't like it. What do we know about Betsy DeVos' position on Common Core?
Well, she's clarified her position on Common Core today, saying that she thinks it's a federal boondoggle. She's also said that she's in favor of accountability and local control. Some school choice advocates had actually been worried that DeVos was a Common Core supporter because she's on the board of Governor Jeb Bush's organization. And obviously Governor Bush is quite a supporter of Common Core, but she made it clear today that she stands with Mr. Trump in opposing the standards.
How does she compare, her background compare? She's a philanthropist. She was chairman of the Michigan Republican Party. How does her background and her experience compare with previous education secretaries?
So it's an unusual background. We've never, that I can think of, really had an advocate at the helm of the department. Our last couple education secretaries, Secretary John King, who's in the post now, Arne Duncan, Obama's first education secretary, had both worked in school districts, had been... John King was the state chief in New York. Arne Duncan was a school superintendent in Chicago. Other education secretaries, like Lamar Alexander, actually have been governors. So it's unusual to have somebody who's primarily been an advocate.
She's never worked in public education. She's never run a big bureaucracy or a big organization. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's correct.
What's been the reaction to her being named as his nominee?
So it depends on who you ask. School choice advocates are really excited to have one of their own, one of their champions headed to the Department of Education. Teachers unions are really unhappy with the pick. They picked up on what you picked up on, that she doesn't have a background in a school district. And they're also opposed to this idea of vouchers, which they say siphon off money for public schools.
And that's been an issue for some time now in public education.
Yes, absolutely. The idea of creating a federal school choice program has been something that Republicans have wanted to do for a really long time. The closest they've come is a voucher program for the District of Columbia, but with DeVos in the Education Department, they may be able to take that vision further.
Any sense, will she have any trouble getting confirmed, do you think?
I would expect not. Senator Alexander put out a very supportive statement on her confirmation today. She's certainly donated to a lot of Republicans, and so they may really look upon her appointment favorably.
Alyson Klein helping us understand who Betsy DeVos is. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.